ZABoxingNation, the boxing lives, breathes, and breaks down. This week, the fight game is on fire. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano lock in a trilogy fight that could shape women's boxing forever. Jake Paul gambles $1 million, and the heavyweight division heats up again with Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. And if that wasn't enough, we've got failed drug tests shaking up the fight cards, legendary returns, and a glance back at some epic moments on my famous On This Day in Boxing History segment. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on an update. Let's break this all down. Let's kick this off with a big one. Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 3. They're running it back this Friday, July 11th, in the iconic Madison Square Garden. But this time, it's more personal. It's legacy defining. These two have already shared 20 hard rounds together. Katie Taylor leads the series with 2-0, but Amanda Serrano has vowed to take this third chapter will be different. The promotion, absolutely stacked. 17 world titles will be on the line across the card. It's a full Netflix showcase. We're witnessing the streaming wars come into boxing, and this could bring a whole new generation of fans into the sport. And for Serrano, this isn't just about evening the score. It's about reminding the world that the Puerto Rican boxing is still on the map. There's still a queen on the throne. Now, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is doing Jake Paul things. He's betting $1 million on Amanda Serrano to win. And it's not just with anyone. He's laid that money on the line with Mike Tyson himself. Say what you want about Jake Paul, but when he puts his wallet behind his words, the sport takes notice. Jake Paul believes in Amanda Serrano's evolution. He's been managing her career for a while now. And if she pulls off this win against Katie Taylor, it could be a massive moment, not just for Amanda Serrano, but for Jake Paul's brand too. Katie Taylor, though, isn't phased. She's been here before. She's calm, focused, and looking to close this chapter with Amanda Serrano. Now, let's address the darker side of the fight game. Aman Kataev, the Russian knockout artist, was set to fight David Morrell on July 12th. But in a shocking twist, he's been suspended 2 full years due to a failed drug test. This puts the entire card in question. David Morrell may get a late replacement, but that isn't the same test for a young lion like David Morrell. He is trying to build a meaningful resume for himself. Aman Kataev was seen as dangerous, an all-offensive southpaw who could have brought the real best out of David Morrell. Instead, now he becomes a cautionary tale. Once again, the PED conversation takes the center stage in boxing. Another one, Francisco Rodriguez Jr., who recently pulled off a shocking win over Galal Yafai, has failed a VADA test. The B sample is still pending, but if it confirms the result, the win may be overturned. It's a gut punch to Yafai's team and a black eye for Rodriguez, who was looking at a career resurgence. The frustrating part is fans are starting to lose trust. It's hard to celebrate upsets and breakthroughs when they might have been chemically enhanced. And in a brutal sport like boxing, where lives and legacies are on the line, clean competition isn't optional. It's mandatory. Now let's talk comebacks. Tony Harrison, the former WBC 154-pound champion, he'll be facing Edward Diaz on July 26th. Detroit's own Harrison is one of the most slickest, most underrated boxers when he's locked in. But that's the issue. He hasn't always stayed focused in his biggest moments. Still, his boxing IQ is top tier, and this could be the start of one last campaign toward relevance in a deep division. Now, let's take a look at a few upcoming fights that you need to mark your calendar for. July 11th, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 3, Madison Square Garden on Netflix. July 12th, we have Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda, Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shiraz, David Morrell, of course, and his next opponent is to be determined. July 19th, Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois 2. All the heavyweight belts will be on the line at Wembley Stadium. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Manny Pacquiao's comeback fight at age 46. July 26th, we have Clarissa Shields going to be fighting again, hopefully versus Lonnie Daniels. September 13th, we have Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford on Netflix pay-per-view. November 22nd, we have David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. Saudi Arabia takes over once again. There's a war brewing in every division, from women's flyweight all the way up to heavyweight. And if you're a fight fan, this summer is for you. Let's give some respect to the history that made this sport what it is. Now for my famous on this day in boxing history. July 10th, 1950, the late Tony DeMarco, Boston's own, scored a vicious first-round KO at Bracefield. It was a highlight that helped propel him toward welterweight gold. And on July 10th, 1949, one of the most iconic fighters ever, Jake LaMotta, shocked the world by stopping Marcel Cardin to win the middleweight crown in Detroit. LaMotta's pressure, granite chin, and will to win made him a household name. That fight is part of why the term Raging Bull still echoes in boxing today. Now, let's get into a few predictions. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 3. This could be Serrano's best shot, especially if she starts fast. Katie Taylor's composure, angles, and game plan to get to 3-0 could reign supreme. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois 2. Usyk has already cracked Daniel Dubois once. I kind of see a similar ending in this next fight, but Daniel Dubois has a chip on his shoulder, so you never really know. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. This is a tough fight, and if Pac-Man is half of the fighter that he used to be, this fight will be tremendous. I don't really have a win for this fight, but I'm just excited to be a part of it and being able to report on it and see it myself. Let me know what you guys think about that fight in the comments below. Now, let me know your predictions on all of these fights. Who wins the trilogy? Can Manny Pacquiao make a statement at 46 years old against the younger Mario Barrios? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be responding to as many as I can. This has been another certified breakdown from ZABoxingNation, where champions get analyzed and legends are made. And if you're new here, keep your hands up, and I'll catch you in the next one.